Welcome back to NextaudiobookShorts. The world is not a fair place. Effort does not equal reward. Most people spend their lives in a state of linear delusion, believing that if they work 10 hours, they deserve 10 units of success. They are wrong. Today, we are decoding the ultimate law of the universe, the 80-20 principle by Richard Koch, also known as Pareto's Law. This principle proves that a massive majority of your results, 80%, comes from a tiny fraction of your efforts, just 20%. The elite do not try to do everything. They identify the vital few and ruthlessly ignore the trivial many. They don't manage time, they manage leverage. This is the architecture of excellence. Let's find your 20%. Chapter 1. The imbalance of the universe. Main idea. Equality is a myth in productivity. Chaos favors the concentrated. The deep dive. Richard Koch begins by challenging the most basic human assumption, that inputs and outputs are balanced. In 1897, Vilfredo Pareto discovered that 20% of the people in Italy owned 80% of the land. This wasn't a fluke, it was a law of nature. In your life, this means that the majority of your to-do list is a waste of your soul. Most of your meetings, most of your emails, and most of your daily busyness contribute almost nothing to your ultimate legacy. The elite mind accepts this imbalance. Instead of trying to fix the 80% that is failing, they double down on the 20% that is winning. You must stop seeking balance and start seeking concentration. The emotional takeaway. Wake up to the math. Stop valuing your worth by how busy you are. Busyness is the ultimate form of laziness. It is lazy thinking. Realize that most of what you did today was noise. Find the signal and have the courage to let the rest burn. Chapter 2. Why your strategy is failing. Main idea. Complexity is the silent killer of growth. The deep dive. Most businesses and individuals believe that more is better. More products, more services, more clients. Koch argues the opposite. Complexity is a tax. 80% of a company's profits usually come from 20% of its products. The other 80% of products actually drain resources and focus. To be elite, you must prune. You must look at your life and your business and ask, what are the 20% of activities that feel effortless but produce the greatest results? These are your high-yield zones. By cutting the bottom 80%, you don't just save time, you liberate your genius. Excellence is the art of subtraction, not addition. The emotional takeaway. Simplify to amplify. Look at the clutter in your life, the tasks that drain you for little reward. They are anchors, not assets. Cut the rope. Focus your energy on the few things that actually move the needle. Chapter 3. The 80-20 way of thinking. Main idea. Move from time management to value mastery. The deep dive. Standard time management is for the average worker. It teaches you how to do things faster. The 80-20 thinker doesn't care about speed. They care about leverage. Linear thinking says, I need more hours. 80-20 thinking says, I need a better lever. The elite look for the leap. They search for the one phone call, the one relationship, or the one skill that will multiply their output by 10. They spend the majority of their day thinking, observing, and waiting for the right 20% moment to strike. They're not operators in a machine. They're the architects of the machine. The emotional takeaway. Change your lens. Stop measuring your day by the clock and start measuring it by the impact. You have a finite amount of cognitive gold. Don't spend it on chores. Seek the lever. Master the leap. Chapter 4. The network of the elite. Main idea. Your circle is the ultimate multiplier of your efforts. The deep dive. 80% of your value to the world will come from 20% of your relationships. In every industry, there are super connectors who hold the keys to the kingdom. One introduction from a member of the vital few is worth more than 10 years of cold calling. The elite are hyper-selective. They don't network with everyone. They build deep, high-stakes alliances with the few. They understand that average people reinforce average habits. To reach the peak, you must surround yourself with those who challenge your ceiling and provide the leverage you lack. Your network is your net worth. The emotional takeaway. Audit your circle. Look at the people you spend your time with. Are they part of the 20% that lifts you up or the 80% that weighs you down? You don't need a crowd, you need a team. Choose your inner circle with surgical precision. Chapter 5, 80-20 Life Design. Main idea: use the math of the universe to buy back your freedom. The deep dive. The ultimate goal of the 80-20 principle is not just more money, it is more life. When you identify the 20% of your activities that create 80% of your wealth, you realize you have a massive amount of dead time you can reclaim. You don't need to work 80 hours a week to be elite. The most successful people often work less than the average person because they only do the things that matter. This is how you achieve discipline equals freedom. By being disciplined enough to focus only on the 20%, you gain the freedom to spend the rest of your time on health, family, and passion. You stop being a slave to your calendar and start becoming its master. The emotional takeaway: claim your freedom. You weren't born to be a cog. You were born to be a creator. Use the math of the universe to buy back your time. Focus on the 20% that makes you feel alive. Live by design, not by default. Conclusion: we have reached the end of this blueprint, but you're only at the beginning of your leverage. The 80-20 principle is not merely a tool for productivity. It is the ultimate philosophy of the sovereign mind. The world is designed to drown you in the trivial many. It wants to consume your time, your energy, and your genius in exchange for average results. Most people accept this bargain. The elite do not. By applying the math of the universe, you are making a radical declaration. You are no longer a slave to effort. You are a master of impact. Remember, excellence is not found in the volume of your work, but in the precision of your focus. Every time you say no to the 80% that doesn't matter, you are saying a massive, life-changing yes to the 20% that will define your legacy. The leverage is in your hands. The lever is set. The target is clear. Stop grinding. Start ascending. Go find your 20%. This has been a masterclass in the 80-20 principle, exclusively for NextaudiobookShorts. If you have recognized the power of leverage and are ready to join the top 1% of strategic thinkers, ensure you are subscribed to this channel. We don't just summarize books, we build empires of the mind. The final command: take 5 minutes of absolute silence after this audio ends. Identify the single most important relationship or task in your life right now, your true 20%. Comment below. The lever is mine to signal your commitment to the elite path. Stay strategic, stay disciplined, stay elite. We will see you in the deep.